playground near the Drift Hotel and the Surf Lifesaving Club, because there's always a Surf Lifesaving Club. And we're heading up that low hillock at the back there. And all your standard features, the free barbecues, of course, which apparently is an Australian thing. They used to be coin operated once, but too many vandals were breaking into them, so it was cheaper just to have them free. Lavatory there for children, and a look at the beach. So technically what we're doing is the headland walk. It's a nice view there. The Mersey, and over to our right, extreme right, flows into the ocean. Bit of cloud weather today, but nothing too threatening. Shall we walk on? More picnic facilities, again with a barbecue. Sure how big a thing this is overseas, but just about every council has these. There's very little dog glopping around the place. Or picnic seats for that glorious view. As we head up towards the hill that is the headland, you can see there's lots of stony outcrops and low heathery growth, non-native PC growth rather, conifer there. We're heading into the heavier scrub type stuff, but it's really light by comparison to some places, but it's pleasant. There are wallabies that live up in there and across the hill, the headland. We may or may not see some today. The breeze is starting to pick up again, which is got quite a bite to it this morning. Look out there to your right. There are people that fish off those low stone outcroppings. The tide's out at the moment. It's on its way in, I think. But it would be a little bit dangerous there in a swell. This grassland area is quite well trimmed. But that's not been mowed by the council or anyone like that. This is the work of the wallabies. They keep the lawns quite neatly cropped. Not sure if it's being picked up in the mics, but there is a constant crashing of waves, which is quite soothing. Okay, coming to another well-known fishing spot. A bit more height and therefore safety in a swell, but there's always an issue and always a possibility of a fall, which is why these are provided. The rescue device, also known as a life ring, I guess. Nobody interferes with these, no vandalism on these at all. But there are plenty of dangers here: slippery rocks, uneven ground, large waves, rip tides, a sudden drop-off, and of course, rock hazard in itself if you dive into the water, which would be stupid. You can see there's some replanting going on, and the council's trying to revegetate with natives, which is nice. This is quite a nice memorial. William Henry Burroughs of Lockhart, New South Wales, age 23, lost his life seeking to save a girl who had been washed off these rocks in 1929 on the 16th of February. The girl was rescued by the Surf Lifesaving Club. Quite an impressive rock formation here. You can see the size of the blocks that have been tossed and tumbled by the sea. So there is some force that bounces in through here. It's not something to be taken lightly, the ocean. Handy little seat, because the hill can be a bit steep sometimes. People need a break. They get to see this view. which in itself is quite relaxing and an easy place to rejuvenate. Being a scrub and being Australia and being Tasmania in Australia, there are snakes along here, but you don't see too many of them, and it is the August, which is cool, as I say, so there shouldn't be too many about. Steps down to a viewing platform. Let's take those down. And then you come up. So this, I said they were here, didn't promise anything, but there we have little wallaby. There he goes. Very cute little things. And you can get wallaby meat in the supermarkets here. It is very rich. He's not going to be moving much, I don't think. They tend to freeze a little in spot. Yeah, so there's your wallaby. We walk along. A little bit of a viewing platform up here. As you can see, the railing goes off to the right. I'm a big fan of heights, so doing well to get me up here. There's a nice view, and if you go further, there's the lighthouse we're heading to. Quite a panoramic scene. Way round to the house of the Mersey. Climbing the last few steps to the heights of the headland. Getting up the last part of the hill now, and off to our left is this strange paddle-shaped thing. I can only assume as a radar reflector. If you know any better, on the other side, know in the comments. We're getting closer to the Mersey Bluff lighthouse. As it turns out, you can drive up here, but the walk is so much nicer and not overly strenuous. The way around to the lighthouse. Again, as I say, these are never vandalised. People understand what they're for. Up close and personal with the lighthouse. And you can see from those rocks we passed earlier why you'd need a lighthouse up here. Off to our left, or the west, over there to Ulverston and Penguin and Burnie. Now if you can see there, not too far, wallaby scats all over the place, which is why the lawn is so well clipped. As promised, we are at the Drift Coffee Shop. Drift Cafe, I believe is the correct term. Just waiting for the large, skinny, flat white to be delivered. Sun's very sharp. It's really quite pleasant. But I recommend this walk for pretty much anyone, really. You could even push a wheelchair a lot of the way. Well, you'd probably have to go up to the top by car because of those areas of steps. But the bottom area is nice. Still get a nice view across the bay. It's fine for young families. It's really good for individuals. Back in the day when I worked for a disability service, we used to bring clients out here all the time. They were all able-bodied, so they had no trouble walking. They loved. We saw dolphins here one day, so you never know your luck. We did see the wallaby today, so there's a bonus. Dolphins, just a double bonus, really. There was a couple of them flopping about in the bay out there. We just wait now for the coffee to arrive. The breeze has picked up a bit against the headgear. Okay.